What? Are you going to introduce the segment?
Yes.
I should probably roll the window up.
Probably. Hey, moms. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are not stopping at this red light.
It was yellow.
The whole time. We are in the car. There's some babies back there. There's some toes and a shoe.
And who knows what else.
You know. So we're going to try this new segment of moms in the car rides with mom. Nothing to do with being a mom. Maybe you can help us out with that. Yeah.
I thought we were going to call it Car Rides with Moms. Because a lot of times when we talk about things in the car, it's never relevant to anything. And sometimes it's quite humorous.
And we're moms.
So it's automatically relevant to the channel.
I don't know, it's just kind of a fun thing that we want to try to do. You know, there's fire trucks up here.
We're going to see how it goes.
We're going to see how it goes. The idea is usually probably not to have the kids in the car. It would just be like us going to do something.
Yep.
But, Oliver stayed with us today. So, we're just all riding together. Because we have a project that we're working on tonight.
Yep.
That you guys will see.
Eventually.
Maybe before this?
I think after.
Maybe after.
Yeah, because...
we're going to find out.
Oh, no. Right after. Like, right after.
Right after?
Right after.
Do you want to see the fire trucks?
So stupid.
Fire trucks.
Scary, right?
This is... I'm not going to tell that joke.
Okay.
So, how was your day?
It was okay.
What do you think?
Somebody asked me when I was leaving today what my future plans were. Like, what do you want to do after this? And I was like,
what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't want to work anymore. Like, that's my goal. So I was telling him a little bit about, like, what we're trying to do, and that, you know, I hope in, like, a year and a half, like, this will be all that I do, which would be great.
Maybe.
Like and subscribe.
That's right. Social media, at Momestly Me. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Although, Twitter, maybe you guys have some tips for Twitter, because we just reshare on Twitter. I'm not very good at coming up with original tweets. Not big on the tweets. Oh, brakes.
I'm sorry.
They were 15 feet. Like,
yeah, but I didn't know if that other car was going to, like, slam on brakes. I don't have the best luck on this road. This is where that lady rolled into me the other day.
Was it on this one?
Yes, further down, but yes.
Oh.
So I'm always like, I'll stay back here.
Driving through the country club?
I mean, she was driving a BMW. It was old, but it was a BMW. It's good times.
One of the shortcuts to get to their house is through the country club. It is the windiest road in the world.
Yeah, it actually really does help. In the mornings, is not faster to get to your house, by the way. It's faster to go straight instead of turning right.
Yeah.
And just taking all the way down to get on Abernathy. That's much faster. This way has a lot of traffic, apparently.
I guess people in the country club work too.
I guess. I don't know that I believe that. Anywho. You know, that house for sale says under contract. Do you know how pissed I was they didn't put that on our house? Because do you remember... Oh, this will be fun. Hold on a second.
We're getting gas. It's expensive. She walked away. I don't know why she went the long way around.
Because
you could have just stepped over the hose.
Step over it. I would have hurt myself. Trust me. I would have face planted.
Hello. That's what she thinks about that. Apparently, I've been told it's a meme on the
really
internet.
Surprised you've never heard this.
That women don't put gas in cars, so here we are.
This is proof. Proof.
I mean, I saw a t-shirt.
Very tall kid.
I saw a t-shirt on Facebook the other day.
Go on.
And we should make it. We should borrow the idea. We'll do a different graphic. And it says, "This little light of mine," and it has a gas pump on it. I'm gonna let it shine.
I've seen that. I've seen that before. What's the matter?
I don't usually leave the car completely on empty for Mike. I get gas. Sometimes, well, yeah. You guys rode with me and I got gas. See? Proof times 2.
Do you hear them? You guys are so easy.
So,
are we going to tell? Are we going to tell any of the things that I asked about?
we can.
Okay. We're going to try to do 2 of these a month.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to see how it goes.
What happened?
You mad? Look right here.
Where's her cup?
Oh, she dropped it. I'll get it.
Okay. We're going to try to do 2 of these a month. Something different. Breaks it up.
Here.
I mean, we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk
Not
about.
the right cup.
Anyways, but
No, we're not getting out of the car. I know, you didn't like that answer.
hold please. Say hey. Oh, all right. Hold on to the camera. Not quite how I planned that.
Do you need a receipt?
Oh, thank you, baby. There we go. Say hey.
Why does it smell like Fabuloso?
I don't know.
Outside.
Say hey, Oliver.
It's very odd.
Wave hey.
I don't care for that.
Say hey. All right, Mommy's gonna take it back now.
I will train all day.
2 steps. That's right. Look at all these cars. Ready?
Atlanta traffic.
And this isn't even like the bad part, though.
God, no. This is easy compared to the other stuff.
Mike takes mass transit to work because it would take him
Thank you.
coming home. Not bad going in
You have to
because he
rely
goes
on
in
good
early.
Samaritans like that to let you in.
Yes. But are you out of chips? Is that what it is? Is your snack all gone? But it would take him like 2.5 hours to get home if he had to drive home every day. Which, oh, that's why he... That was my phone.
You, then you. Okay. Then me.
And going to ride. It is what it is. I mean, there's traffic everywhere, but I feel like there's so much more here.
Certain parts. After this, it's not so bad.
No, and we're kind of going east. At least we're not going north. It's much worse going north.
Ollie sighed heavily. What, baby?
Snacks?
You done with your chips? No, there's still chips in the bag.
I saw that. I said snacks. So we thought we'd talk about things about from when we were kids. So Angel's gonna start.
Go on.
And Oliver's gonna sing.
He's narrating.
That's right.
And no, I was telling her I thought it would be funny to like share weird things that we believed as kids, and like, or like some embarrassing moments of when we were younger. stuff like that. Because I have a pretty crazy imagination. And so a lot of stuff that when I was a kid, I used to believe these really crazy. Oh, this is why this is so backed up.
Oh, yeah, there's a lane closed.
Come on, playa. Exactly. And, like, for example, whenever I would lose a tooth and I would put the tooth on the pillow for the tooth fairy, I thought if I put something else there and I could potentially bribe the tooth fairy into giving me more money. And one of the things that I would do is I would take my very fake plastic jewelry that had, like, you know, like those big plastic silver rings that had like the big gems in them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would put them around my tooth. Do you know that bitch still only left me the same amount of money? So I used to believe like really crazy stuff, like, oh, maybe if I leave more. And my other one, we have a trampoline, and I'm kind of a hippie, so
I got it. This is why usually they won't be in the car. Oh gosh. There we go. Carry on.
So I would lay, rather than jumping like a normal kid, I sometimes would just lay on the trampoline and like look up at the clouds and the sky and stuff. But I was always paranoid that the birds that were flying like over my head really high, I could never tell what they were anyway, but I was always paranoid that they were vultures and that if I didn't move, they would eat me. So periodically, I would be laying on the trampoline and I would just like throw my arm in the air or like throw my foot in the air, basically to say like, don't eat me, I'm alive, you know. It's always a fear of mine.
Oliver thinks that's silly.
It is. It made perfect sense when I was a kid, though.
I mean, you know, I think so.
Did you have any weird things like that? Don't you dare say no. I was waiting on you to go. No. As a matter of fact, you're the only one.
So Angel grew up in the house that I lived in when I was a baby. It's relevant to the story. I used to believe, and whenever I would spend the night, I'd always slept like terribly. Because I used to believe there were monsters in the attic. Did I ever tell you that?
No, was the attic in the hall at the end? Have like a pull down?
I don't know. I don't know. But like just in the roof area. Because
monsters?
Monsters. A monster. With a treasure that he didn't want to share.
Yours is way more stupid than mine.
That comes from before her parents bought the house. When we were little, my parents had a renter there, and he had a son who was a teenager, and I was like 4, 5.
You were little.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dad didn't get custody of me until I was like 6.
Yeah, I think we were 6 when they bought the house, but so they were there. And I stayed with them a couple of times because, like, they knew these renters. And so, like, they babysat me a few times, I guess. And one day he was there. I don't remember this guy's name. But, I got
a feeling it's going to be Dick Bag. Can you say Dick on YouTube?
I don't know. But his son told me he was, I don't remember all of the exact details, but he told me basically that he went up there and that there was a monster up there with this, well, he didn't see the monster at first. He saw this like chest, and so he went over to the chest and opened it, and there was like gold in it, like gold coins, like pirate coin stuff. And then this monster showed up and like, it's like, that's my gold.
That's a terrible monster voice.
I'm not doing a monster voice. But, yeah. So, I used to believe there was a monster. That one's not cold, but she's trying new soda.
That's disgusting. Don't like that.
The cold one's better.
Well, you didn't open the cold one for some reason.
Well, I got the cold one for you.
Oh, you didn't say that. I thought you said they... I said they were out of the refrigerator.
No, just the one.
Oh yeah, do you need chips?
I just gave her chips. So, that was something I used to believe when I was a child. I don't know that I have anything else, though. I remember that.
I remember one time when I moved into that end room, the one that was right across from the master.
Yeah.
That,
potato chips. Because they like...
I was sitting here for a minute thinking this was a four-way stop. Glad I wasn't first.
No, it's definitely
like there, so that room had like a walk-in kind of closet, sort of. Oh, you bitch. I just realized she's turning.
I don't think she had her light on. Or turning
We're gonna be here forever. Just go. 1, 2, 3. They'll stop.
Do it.
All right.
Drink this on a second.
So, anyway, that closet was like a bit, sort of like a walk-in. It was narrow, but like you could walk into it, and it had shelves that wrapped all the way around it, and it had like a pull string light.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if you didn't pull the string,
you could have gone.
I guess you're waiting for a hand.
Oh my God.
Invitation. I'm not stopping at this light. I have to because I'm too far back.
We just missed an entire red light.
Look at this pretty dog, though.
It's a pretty dog.
We can't show you because the owner is with it, but it's very pretty. It looks like it's not sure about going across the street. It's like, let's go over here.
It's like a blonde husky.
With like brown.
A little bit like light brown. It's very pretty.
Anyway, so, but sometimes if you didn't pull that string like all the way down, it would like go back up and the light would come back on. And I remember that used to scare the shit out of me. I'd be like, what? Who turned that light on? Like, it took me a long time to realize that it's just from not being like pulled all the way.
All the way, yeah.
But I used to always worry about that. Every time I saw it go off, I'd be like, what the fuck? This scared me. Paranoid.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what else? You'd think that I would believe in, like, you know, that there are more monsters or things like that because of where I grew up, in the woods.
And I actually grew up, like, my first memory of life was when I was 3 years old and I was watching the Poltergeist movie. That was, like, my first memory of life. And what's crazy is, like, I love horror.
And she still loves horror movies. I hate horror movies.
Early introduction is key, I think.
I don't think so.
But yeah, like, I remember, so I was always scared of stuff. I remember when I saw, what was that movie? The Sixth Sense?
Oh, see, I liked that movie.
It was good, but it was scary.
I don't remember it
My parents were like, okay, let's go to bed. Did you watch what I just watched? I was little when that came out, but like, I do remember this, and this isn't necessarily along the same lines, but I remember one time we went to see my maternal grandmother, and just as like a visit, my dad took me, and I think at the time, my aunt from my biological mother's side was there, and we were all like talking or whatever, hanging out, and somehow, like parents do in front of kids for some reason, they started talking about like ghosts and stuff, and I was like, and at that age I was of the belief that none of that stuff existed. Ghosts, aliens, like none of that stuff
I've always
existed.
believed in ghosts.
Nope, I haven't. I always thought it was fake.
Yes,
that's what I wanted to believe. And so what ended up happening was they started to tell these stories about their own experiences. So we were talking about all this stuff, and I got really scared. So on the way home with my dad, I was like, okay, but those stories aren't real, right? Like, you're just telling me that to be a terrible parent. And he was like, no, those things are real. Like, I believe in those things, including, but not limited to, aliens. Not in the traditional sense, but just life outside of Earth. Make fun of people that believe that I want just makes more sense. A lot more sense than a lot of other things. So my dad starts telling me these things that he's experienced or that he saw or that he, you know, has heard or whatever. Exactly. And so he, and I was like, and I told my dad, because I was like 8. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, why would you tell your kid that? Like, I said that as an 8-year-old.
She's all right.
And, why'd you tell your kid that as an 8-year-old? And I'm like, I said, well, how do I know that I'm not going to get abducted? Well, what happens if I get abducted? And this was my dad's logic when I was 8 years old. This is what he told me to make me feel better about not getting abducted by aliens. Angel, if aliens really abduct people, they're going to abduct people who are weird and have, like, medical anomalies and things like that. You're too normal to be abducted. No shit, that's what he said to me. I was 8.
Wow.
I I was terrified from that moment on. And to this day, sorry about the abrupt. And to this day, aliens scare me more than anything else. I went and saw that movie, The Fourth Kind, in theaters. I didn't sleep okay for like weeks after I saw that movie. Very good movie, by the way. Mia Jovovich. And, you know, I don't know. I was so mad at him. I was like, you could have lied. You could have said, no, we were just messing with you. None of that stuff's real. 8 is not an appropriate age.
I didn't know that my mom believed in ghosts and stuff until recently.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yep. My dad says that his mom passed away. She had a heart attack when she was really young.
Mm-hmm.
And their house caught on fire. Everybody was asleep. It was him, and he has 2 brothers and a sister, and then his dad. And they were all asleep, and he swears that he heard this blood-curdling scream, like a woman's scream, that woke him up. And when he opened his eyes, he saw like the silhouette of a woman standing in his doorway. And he's always believed that it was his mom telling him to get out of the house because it was on fire. And like if he hadn't woken up, things could have been a lot worse. But they all got out okay. So my dad definitely believes in spirits. Sorry. I actually drive better barefooted. Tennis shoes are hard. I can't feel the pedal between all the foam.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Did your mom tell you a reason that she believed? Like, she just never said anything before?
I don't remember.
Ugh.
Geese?
Those things are mean.
And they do not move out of the way.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
They're like, hit me, what?
Yeah, I'll sue. Are you talking to the geese?
I don't.
No idea.
It's like newer things I can't remember, man.
I thought you said that because you had like a direction you were going in.
Oh, I mean, she told me something, I just don't remember. It was like a couple months ago. So I definitely think people are sensitive to different things like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was, okay, so my granddaddy. Oh yeah? She must have found a potato chip. Something. My granddaddy died when I was 5. And I remember being at the house after because I spent a lot of time out there at my grandparents' house. And I remember it was like he was there. It was like I guess it was probably a dream. I'm sure it was a dream. But I would I would have conversations with him like he was still there. That happened a few different times.
What about that psychic story?
Oh,
the chat room psychic thing?
Yeah.
I feel this is very Final Destination, and I don't like it.
I mean, there's a cover across the back of it.
Mm-hmm. Those things were strapped in too, and everybody died.
I can't watch these movies.
You're good.
I went to see that movie in theaters, and I left.
Really?
After the engine with the through the back of the car, I was like, nope, I can't do it, and I got up and I left.
I went and saw one of them in 3D.
And my date was like, oh, you were serious? Yes, I'm leaving. I don't know where Dairy Queen is.
Are you kidding? Oh, crap. I think it's up here on the left. Good news. We'll figure it out.
Oh, Dairy Queen on Industrial. No, I think it's through another light.
Oh.
It's not on Parkway.
You're
right.
It's
on Industrial.
You're right.
Yeah.
I told you we figured it out.
That's right. I forgot. Next to the chicken.
Yep. All of the chicken. Alright. Anyways. Ugh.
So when I was 13, you know, Yahoo chat rooms were a thing. And I was in this chat room. And it was this, I had gone through a lot of stuff in my life. Maybe I was 14.
You're gonna have to yell.
I must have been 14. And, because it was 8th grade, after 8th grade. And I had gone through a lot of stuff, and I had made some bad decisions.
Did you hear Oliver do it too?
Can we discuss? But I had gotten in a lot of trouble, and
Melinda was back in.
Only for like a year and a half. It was like a year and a half. Right, so anyways, my thought apparently was that I bet my granddaddy was really disappointed in who I became at that point in time. But I never told anybody that. I never said that out loud. And I was just in this chat group, like, because, you know, psychics on TV were a thing, and I watched them sometimes. And there was this group, and it was this Irish lady. And she's like in Ireland. And so I was in the chat group. I was just like listening to her. It's like
tell if the light's green.
It's green. It was like she was talking, and then people would type their response and things like that. And so I never said anything. And
you were just a spectator.
Yeah, basically. I was watching.
Yeah.
And listening. And she one day I got on the chat, and she called my name out and was looking for me, and my internet was like, I couldn't respond back. It was whatever was happening back then. This was like in 2003. So, internet and computers back then. And I could never respond to her, and she told me, she said, hopefully you can... That was the girl, by the way. If you could hear that, that was the girl.
Conversations in the car with babies.
That's right. But she said, I don't know if you, hopefully you can hear me, but your granddaddy is not disappointed in you. He loves you, and you're going to do good things, and he's not disappointed in you, so stop worrying.
Are you sure it's this far down?
It's on Industrial.
Next is up? Okay.
I don't know if it's down this road. Pretty sure it is. But anyways, yeah. That is a lot of portables at this high school. And they have been there a minute.
Is this Norcross?
Yeah. It's already 2 stories.
Jesus.
Pretty sure.
This is where Oliver's supposed to go. We gonna see.
But yeah, so.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Definitely believe in that kind of stuff.
I've only experienced a couple of things, but I've purposefully like shut myself off because I don't want to experience things. I don't want to see things. I don't want to hear things. I don't want to know things.
But anyways. Why are there people still leaving this school? It is 5 o'clock.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't care because I'm not letting them in front of me.
Nope.
Sucks to suck.
Neither is the school bus behind us.
I just realized it's a school bus.
Oh, you know what I do believe in? Not polluting the air with your vehicle. Ugh, this truck in front of us.
Oh, fuck, you're right. You go through this light, and then you can either go straight across and take a left, or you can take a left and turn right into it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's a relief. I would have been pissed if we sat in all this traffic for no reason.
One more over.
Oh, excuse me, bus. Go ahead. You're welcome.
We will not be showing any children other than our own. There we go. So, yeah. Dang, I was just about to say you were quiet.
That's why they weren't anymore. No ice cream for you. Got it.
She says, "Oh, for you." Yeah. So, anyways, we have a lot of random conversations in the car.
Sometimes they're very deep and there's crying involved. Other times they're weird. And other times they're funny. Do you want one too? Why are you?
I don't know.
Okay, I can't. He put it back down. That's what you sound like right now. It's not even a real cry.
About to run out of filming
Oliver,
time.
what does a cow say? Can you do chicken? About, what's the kitty say? Meow. What does the doggy say? Woof, woof. That's right. And a rooster says, cock-a-doodle-doo.
I heard that one.
It's new. That's cute. And I can't remember what's the other one. Oh, what does the bull say? Because at the end of its moo, it goes like that. It like snorts. But I can only make horse sounds apparently. So that's what he does. He goes like that.
That's funny.
He remembers. And he does all of them now without me having to do them first.
That's awesome.
We're going to learn the bottom half of the numbers. I mean numbers. Shit. Animals. For some reason, the butterfly makes a lot of music. He's going to be very confused when he sees a butterfly for the first time and it's not playing the piano. Caterpillar is music too.
I guess because it's like just...
Well, it's Eric. What is his name? The guy that does... Yes, the guy that does the Hungry Caterpillar.
Yes.
And the Brown Bear books.
Yes.
All those books.
We love those.
Yeah, we do too. So this is a book that's got all these animals and then it's got buttons that they can push, you know, that has animals or whatever. The sounds that they make. And some of them are very odd. The bunny is particularly weird.
What about the fox?
You upset Aria with your terrible joke.
Apparently. I thought it was pretty funny. That is, in fact, not what the fox says, my love.
It's close.
Could be. Depends on which verse you're on.
Sorry.
This might be a good place to end. Because we're about to get some...
I'm ready to end.
Airy clean.
Sitting in traffic.
I don't think it'll be as bad going back.
I'm gonna pick up some gags while we're here.
Some chicken. Chicken eggs.
Ticky. We're teaching him the important things in life.
Animal sounds and food.
My dad, and now he associates the sound, this is terrible, I shouldn't even admit this. He associates the sound of the microwave going off with chicken nuggets. So no matter what you're making in the microwave, when the microwave goes ding or whatever, he goes chicky.
He did that the other day, actually.
He thinks
that's funny.
Okay, so we're going to try to do more of these if you like them.
Yeah. Let us know. Comment down below.
The next one might be a little better.
I don't think there will be children involved in the next one.
We're going to leave them outside. On the roof.
Maybe with the dog. Like, you know, dogs can
babysit,
right? It'll be fine.
I swear to God.
It should definitely be green. Okay.
Oh, God.
Alright, so
YOLO.
Comment down below. Let us know what you think of this series. If it's something you kind of want to see. It's a little different, I guess.
Oh, and if there's anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, just like random stuff. And we'll see you next time. Social media, like, subscribe, all that jazz. At Momestly. Okay, bye.